For a tropical tiki style whiskey drink, you need to try an Iron Ranger. Let me show you how to make it. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Matt, I'm the whiskey nerd, and like I said, today I'm making a tropical kind of tiki style cocktail featuring whiskey. I'm making an Iron Ranger, and I got the idea for this cocktail when I reviewed this whiskey right here. This is the Dingle single malt, the latest release from them. It's the Cónocht on 4, the autumn equinox whiskey, but that's not what's important. What's important is it has a rum cask finish, and it gave the whiskey this kind of nice, almost limey, almost citrusy, pineapple, bit of coconut kind of vibe, and I wanted a kind of a tropical style cocktail featuring whiskey that I could highlight this whiskey in. And I did a little bit of research and I found a fantastic little whiskey cocktail called the Iron Ranger from the bar Raised by Wolves. It was invented by a guy called Erick Castro, and his original recipe called for rye whiskey, which has this kind of like spicy, almost herbal note, and the Dingle single malt also has this kind of almost herbal, almost minty kind of vibe to it. But like I said, this one here, because it has that rum cask finish, has a bit of pineapple, a bit of lime, and some other kind of nice tropical flavors, which goes well with the other ingredients in this cocktail, which are this here, which is velvet falernum, a kind of a almost sweet, almost syrupy kind of tropical cocktail, almost with an anise in it. It's quite nice for these tropical cocktails. It has an ingredient, very, very full flavored, and it adds a lot. But I've also got some pineapple juice, some lemon juice, and some Angostura bitters, which is going to give us a nice kind of rounded out flavor to our cocktail. But that's enough time talking about the cocktail. It's time we make it, and then time we taste it. It is going to be a shake and drink, so we're going to get our shaker tin and we're going to pop a nice rock of ice into there before we measure out our ingredients. Starting off with our whiskey. Like I said, I'm using the new whiskey from Dingle, but you can use whatever you want, and like I said, the original recipe did call for rye whiskey, so we're going to go in with 60 ml or 2 ounces of our whiskey into there. This whiskey does come in at 50.5% alcohol by volume, which is 101 proof, which has a nice amount of flavor, but it's not going to like overpower the rest of the ingredients. Then we're going to get our pineapple juice. We're going to go in with 30 ml or 1 ounce of our pineapple juice into there like that, and then we're going to go in with lemon juice. So we're going to go in with 22.5 ml or 3/4 of an ounce of freshly squeezed lemon juice, which is going to like balance a little bit against that pineapple juice, which has this really nice sweet tartness. This gives us a little bit more tart balance to those rich sweet notes in the whiskey and the sweet notes in our velvet falernum. So we're going to go in with that right now. We're going to go in with 15 ml or half an ounce of our velvet falernum. There's a few brands of this out here, but Taylor's velvet falernum is to me my favorite, so that's what I'm going to go in with. And like I said, going to go in with half an ounce. I'm going to be careful not to use too much of this stuff because it is like, it's very sweet. It could easily overpower the other ingredients in the cocktail. So that there, like I said, was 15 ml. And lastly, we're going to go in with our Angostura bitters. We're going to go in with 2 dashes of our Angostura bitters, and that's going to just round out the cocktail and give it a nice balance. Pop the lid on our shaker tin and shake away for about 30 seconds to get it nice and mixed and nice and cold. Okay, I think that is nicely chilled now, so I'm going to bang the top off our cocktail shaker and get ready to strain it out into a nice tall glass that's been filled up with ice, because that's going to give us a nice kind of presentation, but also make sure the cocktail stays nice and cold, which is what you want for these kind of tropical style drinks. Oh yes, just pour it just in like that. Just like that, and that is not just finished yet, because we're going to do a little garnish. Now you can garnish it however you want, but me personally, I'm going to go in with this little dehydrated pineapple flower. So it's just like a piece of pineapple flower that's been dehydrated. Just pop it in there through that ice, just so it sticks up there. And that right there is how I make an Iron Ranger. Now real quick, before I taste this cocktail, if you're new here, scroll down, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button. I put out whiskey cocktails like this every Friday, and I put out whiskey reviews like the review of that new whiskey from Dingle every Wednesday. So if you want to see those, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, and leave me a comment down below, see what kind of cocktails you want me to make in future. But right now, let's give this one here a taste. Cheers. Oh, that is lovely. Like I said, it's got this really nice tropical kind of vibe to it, because the pineapple juice, the lemon juice, the falernum, they all work really well together. The Angostura bitters, classic, it goes really well with the velvet falernum to give this really nice, like tropical, sweet, but still spicy vibe. And you still get the whiskey, like the whiskey does come through because it has this like biscuity kind of vibe. It doesn't fight with the other ingredients, but you can still get that biscuity, malty flavor coming through. And with those herbal notes, with those pineapple notes, it works really well with this cocktail. It's just a really, really refreshing drink. It's very easy to enjoy. Like I could easily see myself drinking like 3 or 4 or 5 of these on a very sunny day. You can imagine me like making a big pitcher of this, like making a big 2 or 3 serving pitcher, popping in the fridge, having some nice crushed ice and pouring out a glass of it because it's very easy to enjoy. So I'm going to keep on enjoying it and I will see you next time. Sláinte.